everybody, my name is Joy Griffin. I'm a professor and an entrepreneur. I react to Shark Tank videos, and in today's video we're going to look at a teacher who in her day job identified a real pain point that she could provide a solution for because of her domain experience. And she was able to go from making about $50,000 a year to over $1 million in 1 year. Let's watch the Fidget game.
My name is Brandy. I'm an ex-teacher turned entrepreneur. Sharks. When I was a teacher, my students who struggled to read were frustrated and embarrassed. I watched my students turn from confident learners to thinking they were stupid, and I realized that can follow a child for the rest of their life. So I decided to gamify reading in my classroom to make it fun and stress-free, and the results were astounding.
She's a domain expert. She's a teacher. She's in the front lines in the classroom. All of you, even if you are not teachers, you're domain experts in your day job. You're going to see gaps and opportunities to innovate. She's seeing an opportunity to innovate, and then she's filling that gap. She's making something better, faster, cheaper, and in this case, more fun. Kids love that. So I'm excited to see what she came up with, and it's a pretty great pain point from the start. Let's keep watching.
And that's why I created the Fidget game. This is not your average board game. This is basically a teacher in a box. My games are multi-sensory, aligned with the science of reading, and they work. First, the child chooses a card. If they get a heart card, it signals they need to know the word by heart. If they get a lightning bolt card, it signals they need to read it in a flash by sounding it out.
So here she is using her domain expertise. She knows how to teach kids and creating this game with fidgets. So she probably noticed, hey, this is a problem. And at the same time, she observed the fact that kids love fidgets. Marrying the two so that kids can get something that they love and also gain literacy at the same time. It's just genius. Let's keep watching.
If the child says the word correctly, they can roll the die, pop the bubbles down on the mat. Whoever pops all the bubbles down first wins. So sharp. I'm seeking a $500,000 investment for 10%.
No. $5 million valuation. So if we think about the fidget game, what would be the barrier to entry? This would cost not very much. Let's see what she's done to create any sort of competitive moat, or perhaps she has a lot of sales, a lot of traction. Let's see.
Who is ready to fill the literacy crisis with me?
I can't wait for you to justify that number.
Barbara, I have to tell you something. My entire company would not have happened if it wasn't for you. I came home one day and my husband completely shocked me, and he said he wanted a divorce. I fell into a very deep depression, and a TikTok video pops up on my phone, and it's your story. It was about you being a waitress, and then you created your empire.
Yeah.
I just felt if you could do it, I could do it as well. I wrote up.
This is part of the reason that I have this channel, because if she can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You know, I was a waitress. I didn't grow up with any sort of assistance. Nobody would invest in my business. But you know what? It has never been easier for an entrepreneur to have a business. With AI, you can make business plans really quickly. You can come up with marketing packets that used to take thousands of dollars to be able to even just create a logo, and you can do it in 5 minutes for free. And so, yeah, if she can do it, you can do it. Let's just keep watching and see what she has come up with to justify this large valuation.
Our business plan, I moved into my mom's basement and I found a supplier and created all the designs within a week. And I've been in business for 13 months.
That's all?
And I've done $3.2 million in sales.
Wow.
Are you?
$3.2 million in sales. Wow. So how did she do it? Did she sell B2B? How did she get into B2B? I have all these questions because I have to say $3.2 million in 13 months, that's pretty unusual. Let's see what she did.
Yeah. Just to support your story, my first success was the Learning Company, and all we did was advanced reading and math scores. The power of telling a parent that you can solve for reading scores, it's unsatiated. This is the reason you've done 3.2 million in 13 months.
Kevin, I was a teacher for 6 years, and I had parents, teacher-parent interviews crying about their kids' reading scores. you guys, I will not stop until I make this an international company.
So
Using this as a jumping off point, which is part of what I want to do with this channel, I do want to share with you that maybe in your day job, you don't have somebody crying at your desk. And so you're like, I don't have a real pain point. You do. So if you think about things becoming better, faster, cheaper, I'll tell you, when I started my company, I noticed that inkjet cartridges were really expensive. And I thought to myself, you know, this doesn't look like something that would be very expensive to manufacture. There must be a way to take some of the cost out of this product and sell it for less. Why does something that looks like it costs $2 to make cost $44 in the store? And so I went down the road of taking cost out of inkjet cartridges, and I built a large-scale remanufacturing business for integrated inkjet cartridges, and I was able to sell them in the marketplace for about 20 to 22% below HP's price. And because of that, I had 3 times the demand than I had supply. So when we're thinking about going to market, sometimes it's going to be that you can make something faster. Sometimes it's going to be making things cheaper. So when you're thinking about how to innovate in a space, sometimes it's actually pulling back attributes of a product instead of making them even better. But if you think about it, if you stay alert to the problems that you see in your life every day, this is how we innovate. This is how we do it. Let's keep watching.
Brandy, how did you sell that much? What was your way, your mode of selling?
So 85% of my sales are Amazon, 15% is from my website.
Okay.
I made
That is straight B2C. So she is selling to consumers using Amazon as her channel partner, which is great, but also selling directly through her own website, mostly through Amazon and through her own website. To sell $3.2 million in 1 year of this product is outstanding. And it just goes to show that you can come up with an idea, get to market fast, and make a ton of money. Let's see more of how.
a teacher council of 100 teachers, and I sent them the games. And I said, I need feedback. I need to know what games you want me to create next. They blew it up all over TikTok. That helped my ranking on Amazon because people started organically searching. So I became the #1 reading game within 6 months on Amazon.
And are you
So by adding this leadership council or this game council, she was iteratively improving her game as she went. And she was validating the solution and modifying it in real time. Now, I want to note that she didn't build this in a vacuum. She went ahead and made the product, distributed it out, got feedback, changed it. She didn't go buy $2 billion worth of inventory. She did a lean startup out of her mom's basement. This is how you do it. You come up with a problem, you validate that, you come up with a solution, you validate that, and then you can blow up. Using TikTok as a promotion arm. I love it so much. Let's go. Let's go.
one of the only reading games or the only one like yours?
The only one like mine, I do have people who have copied my game. And I think what keeps me ahead of that competition is the learning guide and resource I provide in that game. It is completely aligned with the science of reading, which is actually mandated in states now. I believe that keeps me ahead, as well as my teacher council.
Her game can be easily duplicated, but her moat is that she includes learning resources that are aligned with her expertise as a teacher, but also with the state mandates. And so that kind of puts her ahead, as well as her teacher council, because now she has all these people, and maybe she's even sharing some of the profit with them. I don't know, but that would be smart to be able to promote this product and continue to build this business. It's so exciting.
Through the numbers, what does it cost to buy a kit? What does it cost you to make it?
Yep.
What's your customer acquisition cost? What's the return on advertising spend look like?
Yes.
Mr. Wonderful is testing her as a founder right here. He wants to know, okay, you're a teacher, you've come up with a great game, you've sold a lot, you have this smart approach to distributing and promoting your product, but I want to know, are you a founder that I can work with and invest in? And I want to hear the numbers. He's sort of rapid fire going at her, saying, give me all these numbers to see how she reacts. Let's see what she says.
Okay, so the Fidget Game site words is landed $3.89. Word pop is $3.45. Customer acquisition cost is $6.80. And my return on ad spend for Facebook going to my website is a 2.6 ROAS, and it's a 3.7 on Amazon.
What do you sell that for?
$29.99, sorry, for both things.
Wow.
Okay, so she just passed the test, and it's fascinating because we've looked at other founders who will say, oh, I'm going to make $1 million this year. Oh, my landed cost is about, or my cost, not even landed cost, my cost is about $6. And when you have these round numbers, it doesn't instill confidence. You really have to know down to the penny how much this item costs, and she knows that. And so it's clear she's building tons of credibility as a founder, not just as a domain expert, but as a founder. And those profit margins are off the charts. Yeah, low price point, anyone would pay $29.99 to help their student, their child, their niece, their nephew, their students. Anyone would pay $29.99. And it costs her less than $4 landed for the product. So she's making like roughly, I don't know, is that 80, 90, probably closer to 90% gross margin? Wow, that's a ton of margin. And that means that she's got plenty of margin to be able to distribute through channels of distribution. Instead of going B2C, she can go B2B. That means that her game would show up in Target and Walmart and all the places that we see, next to the big billion-dollar companies. She could put her product right in there. It gives her enough margin to be able to play with. Let's see what happens next.
So you've got to be making a boatload of money.
Yeah.
I am. Okay, so my net margin is at 25%, but last month it was at 32%.
So you'll make over $1 million this year if you just continue your sales.
Yeah. This year, I will make $1,250,000 in profit.
$1,250,000 in profit, and she's been in business for 13 months. This is the power of what you can do when you take control of your knowledge, your expertise, and be able to bring something to market. You can do it. Everyone can do it. It's just remarkable. I love this story so much. Let's keep watching.
Tell me, why do you need a shark?
I want product expansion. So how I view this is basically from pre-K to grade 6, I want to create a reading funnel where I take kids through their entire literacy journey. I want to go international expansion. I want to translate to other languages. I also want to go into the English as a second language market.
So product line expansion and geographical expansion. Those are the two things that she's talking about. For product line expansion, she is the domain expert. And so she should be able to come up with that curriculum to be able to launch those products. For international expansion, I don't know why she thinks that that's necessary for a shark, but let's see what she says next.
Why would you need a shark to do those items, though?
Okay, because I feel like to go from where I am right now to where I want to go to be a $1 million company, I want to focus on the creative side, but I would love to be focused on the creative aspect of it. And for a shark to, you could help mentor me. Who's the right people to hire? What's the next step for this?
I'd like
Let
to
me
make
ask
you an
you-
offer, if I may.
She's already getting an offer. But let's back up here. The reason, so where I see her gap and what I see her saying is that she's really good at the product side. And she's not as strong on maybe the business side of the business. Not only maybe just who to hire, but how do I expand internationally? And to do that, you could either bring in a co-founder, and so she could find somebody who's maybe, taken a product line and gotten it into what we call big box retail. So they call it big box retail because it looks like a big box and it has no windows in it. And so I'm thinking about the Walmarts, the Costco's, the Targets, mass merchants. We could think about, I don't know if Toys R Us is in business anymore, but we could think about those physical stores that people would go to buy this product. Getting into those stores in America is very, very difficult. A lot of the time it's relationship based. And so if a shark, in this case, not a co-founder, but an investor, could introduce you to those connections, which these sharks can. So they can get you into Walmart, they can get you into these large big box retailers. it is worth giving up some of the profitability of the business to be able to get in those stores so that you can continue to grow and become an international company. So it's fine the way that she phrased this, but the way I'm thinking about it is that she's very good at B2C, and where she needs help is the B2B side. How do I expand this to get to not only domestic but international distribution and increase the volumes? So let's see what Barbara's offer is.
The 10% for $500,000 just doesn't feel to me about right. Okay. I'll give you $500,000 for 20%.
I love you. I can't tell you how much I love you.
She's your right partner.
You are definitely my right partner.
But what are you thinking? But
Can we go to 15%?
yes, we can. Do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
Have a deal. So that was perfectly executed, no surprise. She just sort of met in the middle. She didn't want Barbara to feel undervalued, but she also felt like 20% was too much. Barbara's going to come in and she's going to make all the introductions to be able to grow this business. This is so exciting and really high rating from my perspective, because we have a person who in their day job, identified a problem, validated it, created a solution, worked with a council to validate that solution, worked with alternate distribution channels to grow $3.2 million in sales direct to consumers. And now she's going to grow it even more. Hats off. Great job. Love it so much. If she can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. And if you love this content, please subscribe. I'm trying to build this community so that we can actually get to know each other and help each other. So please like and subscribe the video so that I can spread the word faster and I can get more content out to you guys. That's all for now. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.